Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode, I don't know what, I think I'm like 6 or 7 on the podcast. We're doing another PC member highlight. Today's gonna be extra special because this member's been with us for, well, now it's the 1 year anniversary as far as yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
As far as
So
yesterday.
Noah purchased Lifetime on our New Year's deal last year. We don't offer Lifetime anymore, but he took advantage of it. And he's been trading with us for a year. He's been learning the real estate game and has really been crushing it. So we just wanted to do a highlight, another PC member highlight of his progress in trading, real estate investing, and where he's at now compared to last year. So Noah, why don't you introduce yourself and maybe we'll go into your experience with PC as well as some of the newest acquisitions you've had.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, my name's Noah. Been a PC member for 1 year and 1 day exactly. Um, and joining the team was definitely a big step for me. I was working 9 to 5, hated every minute of it. Kind of was searching for something else to do. So real estate was something I looked at for a while, and I just didn't have the capital to get into it. So came across your ripped chair video that you're sitting in right now.
There
And
we go, baby.
figured I'd kind of just check it out. So you had the free morning live streams, joined those for about 2 to 3 months. And then I was like, if I'm, profiting off of his morning live streams, I might as well just pay for his academy. And then, once I joined, I really never looked back. Teams have been welcoming. And then, I'm glad I'm to the point now where I can welcome the new students and kind of help them in their journey because, I was helped through mine. And that's the coolest thing. And then it doesn't even stop at day trading because I know you and I built a relationship as well as a team. And,
Right.
Then we took it off of trading. We went and partnered on houses and grew our wealth even more, which
Yeah.
was definitely something I wasn't expecting when I first joined. I thought it was going to be stick to day trading. That's it. But that kind of took off and grew. And then now I can buy vehicles and Rolexes.
Yeah. So now you're actually the first student that I've had that actually partnered with a deal on, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a really special deal. Maybe we'll talk about the numbers in this, talk about the house and how much you made on it so far. You got that in, was it August, July?
I don't remember the
Late
exact month,
summer,
to
right?
be honest. But yeah, we purchased it. How much was it? I think it was like 85 or was it
So
90?
they wanted 115 for it.
Yeah.
We could have definitely got it for 85, but we felt like we were lowballing, so I don't know why. So we went to 90. He didn't even
Yeah.
counter. The
No.
old man wanted to take his money, move to Florida, and we got it for a good deal. We got that 15% forced equity inside of it. And we have pictures and videos of it. So if you are listening to this, watch the YouTube version. We'll put up some pictures. But talk to me about what you did with it, and ultimately how you made a profit on it.
Yeah, the biggest thing we went into is I wanted to do all the work myself. I didn't want to have to pay somebody because that's really where you get, behind in the capital and kind of spend a lot more money than what you want. So what we did is we went and we knew somebody was going to buy it, rent it out, and paint it themselves anyway at the end. So what we did is did flat white through the whole house, kind of like a open canvas for someone to come in, change things, whatever they wanted. So we repainted the whole house. But before the paint came is where all the hard work was. It was tearing down all the panels that they had in there. They're such old panels. We ripped them off the wall, left huge holes in the wall. So I was mudding for like a week straight in just one room trying to get it ready.
Yeah.
Once we got all that done, though, it really made the house look more modern, not as old, creepy grandma's basement type of vibe.
Yeah.
And then after we did the paint, we just redid the whole flooring in the whole house. And we were going to get to the kitchen, but ran into some problems, had to move home quicker than expected. I thought I was going to actually lose on this deal because of that reason, but end up paying off. And as of right now, we have a lease option for this house. She put down $25,000. So I had that up front. I can go and purchase another deal with that house, kind of spark, more investments with that. And then I make $500 set each month on her. She covers all fixings, everything. And she actually redid the full kitchen already. So she did brand new cabinets, brand new countertops. And that's the one thing I was going to do before I left, but we just didn't have time. So she went through and did all of that. So she's adding equity to my house.
Yeah. So you put so all in. It you bought it when was it July? We said,
I think it's around July. Yeah.
and how much was closing costs total?
It was about, so with my down payment, I had to put the minimum down. I did 4,000, so 8,000 total,
Okay,
all in.
was that an FHA loan or no?
No, that one
No,
was
just
conventional.
traditional. Okay,
Yeah. Yep.
so about 8,000 down, and then all in. How much did you put into it? Because you got a good deal
4,000.
on 4,000 because you did A, you
Yeah.
did all the work yourself, and B, Home Depot had a really good deal going
Oh
where if
my
you bought the
gosh.
carpet from them, they would
Yeah.
install it for free, which it was the whole house carpet practically. I
Yep.
couldn't believe that. When you told me that, I'm like, dude, that's too good to be true. There's hidden costs in there. They
Yep.
went in. I drove by the house on my way to the gym because if you guys don't know, we got the reason I knew about this house. We found this house. It was in my neighborhood. Actually, I own a house the next block over. So as far as comps go, I knew it was a good home. Now I actually thought the traditional appraisal was really a little bit lower, but it wasn't. My house I own was on an off street, so it appraised a little bit higher because it was on a nicer street apparently than the one yours was on. But
Yeah.
I drove by it. It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning on my way to the gym, and I see a bunch of these Mexican guys hop out of this big white van, and literally by 6 p.m. that night they had it done. Like they just
Oh yeah.
just finished it all. You said they didn't speak any English, did they? Or
No,
did you
no
talk to them?
English.
No.
I didn't talk to them, but I had the realtor go over because at the time
Yeah.
I was trying to sell it.
Yeah.
And he was like he had to use a Google translator to talk to him.
That's awesome. That's
Hey,
awesome.
I got
Well,
free carpet
yeah, you
installation,
did.
so that's all I
You
care.
did. So all in, you're 12,000. Okay. And then you turned around, was it October or September? You said September, I
It
think,
was
right?
October. Yeah.
October. So in 3 months, it was 12,000 for 3 months. Just breaking down the numbers. And then so those of you who don't know a lease option, it's rent to own. We teach that inside of our academy. It's, in my opinion, the most profitable real estate method for residential homes. Um, and without getting too deep into it, he had someone put 25,000 down to get into the home. Okay, because there's a large market of individuals that can qualify for a loan but don't get qualified. And this lady had 25K, an older lady. So automatically he was net positive 13,000 about three months, which is fairly good. And from there he now gets a residual every single month of $500, and it's risk free because he's not in charge of the maintenance or the taxes or any of the bills. She's in charge of all of it. I know what you guys are thinking, if she decides to not pay or move out, Noah gets his home back, and I don't think she's going to do that because she just put 25,000 down and remodeled
Yeah.
the entire kitchen, so she would be at a
And
major loss.
legally, I'm allowed to evict her if she misses payments, wrecks the house. It's still
Yeah,
just like a rent. And then
yeah.
we actually have a signed contract for the end of her contract for 140. So that's how much I'll be selling it to her for if she would like at the end of the contract.
It is a 4-year contract.
Yeah, 4-year contract.
Okay,
At the end of that, 140,000 is what the
you can pay the
purchase price
rest,
is
get a
going to be.
loan, pay the rest.
Yep.
So you're going to make out very well in this home. And we've had times, for example, this lady put $110,000 down on a home and she needed to pay, I think, 40,000 left, or 50,000. And she didn't pay the owner for like 3 or 4 years straight. He was like, "Hey, if you don't, pay the remainder of this loan, like, because he still was carrying a loan, um, like I'm gonna have to evict you." And she just like, "I'm not paying. I'm not paying." And she just decided not to pay, and she got evicted. So,
That's crazy.
I just couldn't imagine that people would do that, but
Yeah.
that is one thing that does happen. But at least the owner gets his home back, and she paid 113,000 to live in this home for 4 years. So I love the method. It's relatively risk free as opposed to buying and holding, just renting. My rental properties I own, I actually don't make money on. As far as the entire year went, I actually lost money on my real estate investments as far as rental income goes. I always say you need to have 4 units or more, a single family or a duplex, maybe a triplex to make a little bit on, but by the time the maintenance comes around, by the time people don't pay rent. It's very common here, and you're going to lose money on it. People don't,
Takes the headache
if the
out as
roof,
well.
yeah, if your roof caved in, you're not liable for it. So it's a lot of stress and relief that you don't have to think about. That home is practically not even yours anymore. Just it's still paying you.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of stress out of it, and you make a lot more money. We just ran the numbers. 3 month turnaround, you are gonna make, not only are you gonna make $13,500 a month, but she's gonna have about 15 of it paid off by the time the 4 years is up.
Yeah.
And we got the home for 90 and it's worth 140. So it's another 40,000 you should see in profit there.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be
awesome,
exciting.
man.
4 years,
That's
I'll get
sick.
another paycheck.
Yeah. So that alone, and that's just one deal that's going to be paying you for a while, and you can see how quickly we
Yeah.
can scale. The first year of you being inside PCs is just show you the basics and the understanding. Now in year 2 in 2023, it's a new year. Now we're ready to scale. You understand the
Yeah.
strategy, you understand the method at hand, and now this is where you really can start to take off.
That's the best
So,
thing, I think, is that the group's so hands-on learning that, like, hey,
Mhm.
listen, we're gonna show you how to do it, and then you're gonna spread your wings and fly. Like, it's like that
Yeah.
exact same thing. We're gonna help you learn the, how to do it, and then you're gonna go do it on your own and just scale it out of proportion.
Yep.
So that's
We're
nice.
doing that with
And
a
I mean,
mastermind right now.
yeah, with the lease option, the part that I like the most is you don't have to pay for, property management. That income I get, that pure profit of $500 a month, that's set every month. She pays for
Yep.
everything. So, that's $500 I get every single month, and I could count on that 500 every month.
Yep.
Not saying I do, but you can. Like that's set. Now, as far as a rental home, things could break. Out of control things that you really can't control will break, and you could, like you said, lose every month.
Yeah.
Which is scary and adds a lot more stress
Yep.
opposed to the lease option.
Yeah. People don't realize it, but hot water systems go out, leaks happen, roofs,
Yeah.
and have to repair them. It's a lot of stress on a home. So after I learned that, it was probably my third or fourth home or unit, sorry, until I realized that there's got to be a better way of doing this. People can't possibly be making money on it. I can't have that bad of luck. And it didn't come down to my luck. It came down on the strategy I was attacking. Everyone thought, I just want to have a rental property. I want to have a rental property. No, you don't. Not until you own one.
Yeah.
It's not worth it for the payout. And if you say, okay, I'm playing the long game, I'm not here to wait for 20 years. I'm here to grow an empire and a portfolio in a lot less than 20. So that's just a common misconception about a lot of real estate investments, that you need to play a long game. And you played the 3 month game,
Yeah.
it wasn't really long.
No.
But
That's the
that
thing
being
too, is once
said,
you get more capital, there's definitely money in that market. You just have to kind of, like what we were talking about earlier, 4 units and up. That's where all the
yeah.
money is, less headache. That, hey, that roof breaks down, that's one roof, not 4.
Yeah.
Which definitely helps.
Yeah, no, I learned that from a very wealthy multi-unit investor that, he just told me that you're wasting your time and energy trying to purchase these homes. But he didn't do sandwich leasing or lease optioning much at all. So it's a great way to get into real estate, especially beginning. If you don't have a ton of money.
Yeah. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah, yep. And the thing I like about it is you can find a partner, and the partner, if they want to pay for the down payment, and if you qualify for the loan, or if he qualifies, whatever your partner, they will receive a nicer payout very soon, as opposed to, like, if you're to buy and hold, they're not going to receive a payout for years. So you can find investors and partners a lot easier through this method.
Yeah, I agree.
But what with your profits, what has been some of your and other newer investments or purchases or anything like that?
We could definitely go down the purchasing route.
Purchasing,
So first thing I got, as soon as I got the 25K, I mean, not as soon, obviously I reinvested that into a lot of things, traded with it for a little bit. But the main thing was I've always wanted a truck. I've always had one in the past. I wanted a
Yep.
new truck. So I live in
Forgot about the
Ohio.
truck.
Snow is horrible here. Not as bad as New York, but it's close. And
So I say I
you
can
need
show
a
you
truck to get
horrible.
around. You
Yeah.
need a truck to get around in the winter. So I went and purchased a truck. Good investment in my opinion. Me and my wife like to flip things on marketplace a lot, so we get to pick things up in it. And it's very safe in the winter. I don't have that snow anxiety that a lot of people have. I used to have it last year driving
Yeah.
in a two-wheel drive car. It gets a little scary. So that was my first investment that I kind of was always waiting for. And then other than that, I purchased a Rolex. So that
Oh,
is an investment though. I will say
yeah.
I had to talk the wife into it. It's an investment. Now,
Yeah.
yes, I'm wearing it, but it's an
Oh,
investment. So it's
oh.
definitely an investment.
Hey, buddy, don't be hating on the Armatron diamond.
Hey, yours has a diamond, mine doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably fake,
But
but
but yeah,
that's
that's
awesome,
exciting,
man.
and it's cool to wear it as a reminder. A year ago I would not have dreamed to own a Rolex, own a
Right.
brand new truck, own a Tesla. All those things would have been so outside of my imagination. But now it's like, oh, that's like not easy, but now I'm looking higher. It's
Yeah.
my finances are set now. Now I can actually start living that life.
How many
That
homes do you own now?
I own three.
3 homes at
Yep,
21.
3 homes. Yep. So that's
Pretty good.
every realtor I talk to, they're like, "How old are you?" And you get it all the time. I know we talked about it.
Yeah.
Is the age thing? Oh, you're only 21. Because at the time I was only 20, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, you own 3 homes at 20?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I didn't think it was anything special. Like I'm in a group of like-minded individuals doing the same thing."
Yeah.
But to the outside world, they're like, "Wow, this is crazy. Like
Unheard
I
of.
wouldn't even dream to do it." Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Well, I couldn't do it alone." I mean, I was
Yeah.
working a 9 to 5 on my own in a cubicle, hating every
Yeah.
minute of it. And
And that was 12 months ago.
yeah, 12
Isn't
months
it
ago.
crazy what you can do in 12 months of just trying to
Yeah,
be 1% better every single day and having the not just so much the knowledge, but the time to be able to focus on bettering yourself and bettering your finances. If you just really
yeah,
buckle down and you took, I mean, you obviously you took a sacrifice, right? You didn't
yeah,
have the steady income, so there's higher risk there. I'm sure it brought a lot of stress on your family of not having consistent income every month, but
yeah,
you were able to buckle down for a solid 12 months to focus on trading and real estate investing to grow your portfolio and to grow your finances. And
yeah,
not saying you're going to blow, you can now spend money uncontrollably for the rest of your life, but you're getting there. It's 12 months ago. And now that you have the tools and the resources, it's all about the art of momentum. You got the ball rolling last year. Now it's gonna get the ball's gonna get much, much bigger. The ball of snow is gonna get, you're gonna be next year, someone's gonna
yeah.
say, how old are you? You're 22, I own 10 homes. And they're gonna think you're
Yeah,
even crazier. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think the best advice going through that was from my parents. It was probably like one of the best advice I got looking back that really helped me make that step. I'm sure I think we talked about it, but like I got offered a $150,000 job to go work for Chase Bank, website design for them, and they really wanted me. They first offered me 125. I said no, I can't, and then they said 150, and I was really debating about it. And the kind of the knowledge they gave me and where they lacked in the past was saying, listen, you're 20 years old, because I was 20 at the time. They're like, you have the rest of your life to make up for this mistake. But later on, 10 years down the road, you can't look back and change that. So they're like, listen, take the risk, do whatever you want, and kind of where your goals are. And then if it doesn't work out, you have the rest of your life to make up for it. So, don't sit there and take that 9 to 5 job now and regret, not taking that investment route
Yeah.
earlier. And that's the kind of the knowledge they gave me. And as a parent, like
I
I
can't
always thought
believe
it was going
that.
to be the hardest thing is
Yeah.
to talk to them. And they were like, no, like, listen, you have the rest of your life if this is not for you and you end up failing miserably, like we are going to be here and
Yeah.
you have the rest of your life to make up for it. So they're like almost encouraging me to follow my
That's
dreams,
amazing.
which was unheard of,
That's
and that really
amazing.
helped me take that step, because to turn down 150K to make $0 off the
I
bat
can't,
is
I can't
it was
believe that.
tough. It
I
was
can't believe
crazy.
that. I know for a fact if I was in that scenario, I can't honestly sit here and say my parents would have said that.
No,
I think
I
they
didn't
want
think that
whatever.
either though.
I That is amazing, dude.
Yeah,
That's cool, and
that's the
that's
thing though,
encouraging
is
that there's
I was worried. I was praying,
yeah.
like, how do I go about this? How do I like tell them my two situations, because I needed advice. I was 20 years old trying to go through this world. So yeah, did not expect that at all. But knowing that they had my back, and that, like, hey, I do have the rest of my life. Like, whoever's
Yeah,
listening to this, if you're young, take risks now, because whenever you're older, have a family, and it's going to be a lot harder to take those risks
so
because you
much
have something
harder.
you got to provide for.
So much
So that's
harder.
what I encourage through my journey. I encourage you, take that risk, go after start that business, start day trading, start that thing that you really want to do, because you have the rest
Mhm.
of your life to make up for it.
Invest in, and I'll tell you on that, and invest in knowledge. Like that
Yeah.
was the if I didn't do two things, take risks and invest in knowledge. Now that I have a kid, now I have dependents that rely on me. Not that they would have held me back, but I would have held myself back because I was in a position before they were born to be able to grow and scale. It's not their fault. Not their fault they were born. You know, and at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been able to take those risks if I didn't a few years ago. If I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna party it up in college, I'm gonna live my college life, and then when I get out, I'll decide then. No, by then it would have been too late. I would have been graduating with my bachelor's if I stayed in college. And I wouldn't have. I would have been quite literally put enslaved in modern day slavery. I would have been stuck in a 9 to 5 for rest of my life, because I can't honestly sit here and say I would have been willing to take the risk for me and my family. Now I have a good support system, and I think I probably would have been able to move in with my parents if things got really bad, or move in with my dad or my mom. But at the end of the day, like, I'm so happy that I decided at a young age to take that risk, because I know for a fact it would have been way harder to do now. So I
Yeah.
100% agree with you. But the biggest thing is the best return you could get on your money is not opening a 401k. It's investing in knowledge, learning how to exponentially make much more money through real estate investing, through stock trading. We provide all that. So there's certain things that you have to understand that you're just not going to be able to get to. Invest in mentors, without knowledge, without being able to know what to do. Noah took the step in joining PC last year. I'm sure it was not, on the top of his to-do list. He probably would have rather spent his money on a new computer or something like that. But he said, you know what, I don't want 2021 to be 2022, right? I want to be different. And you did that, and now with the knowledge you possess, that's you're going to create generational wealth, man. I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's the goal. And that's the crazy thing. Looking back to your like college thing, is like, normal people our age right now are in so much debt, aren't even working a job because they're in
Yep.
college, and
Yep.
just, that's the thing that's mind blowing to me. Whenever I think like I'm failing in life, or like failing financially,
Yeah.
I look and I'm like, wait a minute, like, I am so far ahead. It's good to look back and see where people are around you. Um, and that really helps me to see, like, wow, we're actually killing it right now. Like,
Yeah.
if we continue
Yeah.
this, it's
Yeah.
generational wealth.
I think
But
the
and another thing is, we still invest in knowledge. Like, it
oh,
doesn't
to
just
this
stop
day.
one time. Knowledge, that's the one thing I think, once you're like, learn from the rich, like, they are still investing in knowledge. Like, that is
Yep.
something, once it's in your brain, and you know it, and you've learned it, it's in there forever. That's not something the
Yep.
government can take away, anybody can take from you. Like, you have
Yep.
that in you.
Yeah, I've spent 10%. If I'm doing the math, if after taxes I made, I get taxed pretty high. Um, say I made 300,000 this year, anywhere around that. From trading. Um, I spent 10% of that. So every $10 I made in trading was spent on reinvesting into mentorship, into knowledge. I spent $30,000 last year between um, finance coaches, between spiritual coaches, training coaches, and courses. I'm still buying courses to this day. Because I understand the greatest return I can get is through knowledge and through investing. And I'm always going to be paying masterminds. I joined a mastermind, all that stuff, being able to have access to that network, that's a real life hack, man. um and it's going to continue to exponentially grow my wealth.
Yeah.
So let's talk last thing before we wrap up here. 2023, man. What are your goals? What do you have your eyes on? What's been kind of in the back of your mind
I
entering the
would
new
say
year?
the biggest goal, obviously, start a new company. I really want to grow that company. I want to build my wealth, and the main thing is net value. I want to be worth over $1 million. That
Yeah.
by far is my goal. And surprisingly, looking back, also never would imagine that. Never imagined
Yeah.
that. But each month, I get closer and closer, and
Yeah.
at a fast rate. So now, will I think that'll happen? Yes, it'll definitely happen. I think give me 6 months. I think we can grow that over $1 million net worth. Um,
Mhm.
and I would say that's my main goal. Other than that, it's all spiritual things. Mentally, I want to grow myself, closer to God, and kind of build a better relationship with Him, because that should always be the center.
Yep.
But other than that, yeah, net worth over $1 million. How about you?
Yep. So that's actually what I'm supposed to be doing today. I'm actually taking a lot of the team members you included, and we're going to be doing a group goal setting. But every year I take up my whole night, probably blast some worship music and stuff, and I take I kind of usually actually last year I did a whole fast, and to let God show me what He wants me to accomplish this year. Because
Yeah.
it's great to see what I want, but it's not always about what we want. And
His will
so
be done, whether you
yeah,
like it or not.
yeah, yeah, it's true. And that's one thing that helped me a lot last year, and I claim a lot of my success on this year. Um, because I was able to open my ears and open my heart to what does God want me to accomplish. And for me, there's the biggest things this year are if just what I want. To be honest, on the top of the to list, I honestly think I want to have my wife be pregnant again. I think we want another little chubby man. I think I'd like to have another son, have two boys, and I'll think about a girl. No, I'm just kidding. That's up there. I want to continue to grow my family. Um, Other things that we have are I want to I would like to move into a newer house. This house is great. It's done well. It's also very small, even for just a three-person family. There's no way I could get a dog or I want to host events at my place, especially for PC Mastermind. I want to be able to have, big events. So we're moving into a house that's like 5 times bigger than this house.
Or
So it's gonna
more.
be,
It might be
yeah,
more than
it's
5 times.
it actually might. So it's gonna be great. I my entire life I've never been good at blessing myself. I think the biggest thing, it's a double-edged sword, is I'm too hard on myself. And I hardly ever reap what I sow. And that's been okay with me. But now that I've gotten to this point, I think one thing that I'm actually bad at is I need to reward myself. The only thing I did for myself all 2022 was I went and took my best man and my other best man on a it was a senior trip slash bachelor party vacation. I went to Mexico. Um, but for how hard I work and how much I work and how much value I feel like I bring, I just don't pay it. I don't I took I'm doing my statements today. I think maximum I've taken about $8,000 from PC. That's for the whole year. And if you think about,
That's
oh wow,
horrible.
like that's an extra $8,000, but I work 40 to 60 hours a week on this thing. That's not that much in retrospect. And actually, I put 50,000 into it, so technically I'm in a net loss this year. So I'm about $42,000 in the red, but it's because I love what I do, and I have a vision for it. So I'm not. This is not a woe is me, but this is about I need to start actually rewarding myself. If you read the book of Richest Man in Babylon, it talks about how important it is to actually reward yourself. So I actually, kudos to you, and I look up to you for buying a new car and be able to actually splurge a little bit. So by buying a new house, God willing, I'm gonna get my license back April 28th. So I'll be back on the roads, which means I might have to get a new car. We'll see.
McLaren? Come
Ha
on.
ha. I don't know. We'll see. I would love to, but I it's tough. It's
Yeah, I know that's something you definitely struggle with, and I know the whole
yeah.
team can vouch for that. But like, that's something we try to help you with, and we
Yeah,
constantly like,
I
Jason, you do so much
you
work. you
I
have
know.
you need to like bless yourself and
Yeah.
kind of show yourself that, hey, all that hard work's paying off. So you definitely have a problem with that, but it's not a bad problem to have. But like you said, it's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword because you definitely need, to work for something.
Hmm.
Um,
My
you know,
every time I spend $1, I always think if I reinvested that, that would be five. Um, and obviously that can lead down a rabbit hole of, so why am I chasing so much money and all this?
yeah,
And really it's not about having a boatload of money, because if I struggle to spend money on myself now, it's not going to get any easier when I'm making 10 million a year. It's just who I naturally am. If I was bad at spending
yeah,
money and spent money all the time, you're only going to spend more money when you have it.
yeah,
So it's to me, it's really about just hitting those goals and those milestones I set for myself. But like we said, it's not about what I want, it's about what God wants.
yeah. And I have that
So
problem, but not as bad as you. Because I remember before I bought the truck, I called you and I was like,
yeah.
should I do this? I was like, I mean, like I can reinvest this money. And then you gave me
Yeah.
great advice on that. And I appreciate that. But yeah, I have that same problem. Like, yes, I own a Rolex, I own some cars, but the Rolex is definitely an investment. I got to steal
Yeah.
for it. And,
Yeah.
I'm going to wear it and then obviously resell it in the
Yeah.
near future. But yeah, you are an extremist with that problem, and
I
then
got
I'm
these
under
with
that.
gift cards. So there it was only $130 out of my pocket, because for Christmas, this is all I wanted for Christmas. So I asked everyone, all the Secret Santas, just get me a Best Buy gift card. I was able to rack up like a $350 worth of gift cards between my birthday and Christmas, because they're so close to each other, from all these Secret Santas. And so I got these down to 130, and I could tell you, like, I'm like, I put these on my head. I was like, I don't deserve these. Like, I don't know. It's
Oh
just,
my gosh.
it's something that I really would like to get better at. And I know a lot of people
Yeah,
thinking or listening to this are like, come on, it's gonna be so easy spending money. But when you have business and when you have like other things cash flowing, all you're focusing on is growth. Well, that's what I focused on, and that's why
yeah.
Noah and I are in a position now to be able to afford such luxuries. Is because we've been able to sacrifice the instant gratification of
It's
buying
still
this,
tough
buying that when you're
though.
broke.
It's still
Yeah, it's
tough.
still tough.
It was
It
so
only gets
hard.
harder. It only gets harder for
Yes.
me, I feel.
Same
So
here. Because buying that truck was the hardest thing for me. Like, if you
yeah,
didn't tell me to pretty much do it, I would not have bought that truck.
right. I think for me,
But
it's like I focus so much on, like, I want to just not buy the little things and really buy the big things that would be like, for example, when I buy a car, like a car I've been wanting for several years, like I'm not going to be able to keep it together. It's going to be something that's been like on my mind like all the time.
but would
Um,
you actually take the step to buying it? That, I mean, I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that's something we don't talk about.
I don't know. I always have to try to justify it for myself, because I'm always like, well, it'd be great for making content, and all that, and it'd be great for going to business meetings and men respecting you and you pull up to things like that. But at the end of the day, if I can't like validate it in my head, like it's gonna be very hard for me to want to do it.
Yeah.
But my main focus is we're going to be doing something. It's gonna be I haven't really said it much in the Discord, but it's gonna be called Charity Chasers. It's gonna be like our charity organization, and we're giving to certain foster families in Honduras. I won't go in depth in it, but we are going to start a fundraiser, and my goal is to bring 8 to 10 guys down there in the first quarter of this year. We've been meeting with the owners of the charity a lot, and we're really excited and pumped up for that. So as long as I'm
That's
giving more
awesome.
than I'm taking out of this world, then I could maybe I might. But I don't know. I'm already happy with what I have. I don't feel like I need anything more to make. I don't need anything else to make me happier. I do what I love. I sit here and I trade, and I just love that. Trading is like
I think
a
that's a
game to
great
me.
mindset, though. I don't think that is something to be frowned upon, other
Yeah.
than making sure that, hey, I am gonna, bless my family with this. I'm gonna buy our,
Mhm.
buy that, because your mindset is truly incredible, and I think that is why a lot of people come after you in a sense
Yeah.
on social media, because they're like, hey, I'm looking at this other trader. He just bought a Lambo. He just bought all this.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's cool and all, but that trader could be in debt to his, up to his neck, and you don't even know it. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, is like that I personally pretty much felt so comfortable getting into PCs because the transparency, like, yes, we see you make all this money, but you don't have to spend it to show that you have money. There's
Yep.
and that's what I love, that you weren't on there with like a Lamborghini flexing, trying to get me to purchase your program. That's the crazy thing, is you're just so transparent. And I think that is why you've built such a good Discord, opposed to other Discords that I won't mention. That they're just all flexing, and there's no true value. It's just, hey, I have this car, copy me, and you'll have this car. And that's just unfortunately not how it works.
Well, I appreciate it. What I found is by showing that lifestyle, you often new traders can get sucked into thinking that that's the lifestyle they need to live the trader investor lifestyle. And that's not always the case. It's the goal should always be to do what you love with the people you love. You don't need to have a Lamborghini to go to the gym and things like that. And I found that if I could just teach these kids how to actually get out of the rat race and not blow their money on investments and build generational wealth, that's something that I'm interested in.
Will you and I own a Lambo in the future? Probably. I mean, like,
probably.
That's like, that's when you have stupid amount of money that you don't have anything else to do with. I'm not saying it's bad to get a Lamborghini or anything of that sort.
No, the car thing has been really bothering me because I know it's something I really, really want. But it's something that's like I don't really need, and it's been great. I really think in 2022 I was almost blessed by getting my license taken away for two things. One, I had to learn to rely on other people, and that's not something that I've had to do. I've been very self-sufficient mostly my whole life. But two is I can't drive it anyway. I'm not gonna have my wife drive me around in it. You know what I mean? It's a 2-seater. I'm not gonna have a baby seat in it. But it's something I've thought about. But right now my main goal is to just continue to be the best education platform for PC and to give my all for PC and bring them more value. And that's all I'm focused on every single day. And outside of that, it doesn't really matter. As far as like a fitness goal is, I actually crushed my fitness goals in 2022.
That's
and
awesome.
I got fairly sick, and I think my fitness goals really are more on the nutrition aspect as opposed to the gym aspect. I hit those maxes that I wanted, but it's unfortunate if you don't have a healthy diet, you can lose your muscle like that. When I got sick for a month, my maxes are down 25-30%. And so like
Seriously?
I realized, they're down a lot. My bench and squat in particular, my deadlift didn't see much of a decline, but it's probably about 15% on that. But I realized that like those numbers, it's cool to say that it hit that at one point, but that doesn't mean anything if you can't maintain it. And so I'd say that's a physical goal of mine. But that's about it, man. I'm really heavy on reading, investing more into knowledge, and just really giving back is kind of my goal in 2023 is growing, being better. I like to be better at content creation. I want to make more fun content, more vlog style, while mixing education in it. So one goal of mine I'm going to do is the daily recaps are going to be I would like to start with more of a vlog type, so it's more fun and easier to watch, and then I'm going to be sprinkling the daily recap inside of it because it's part of my day, and I can show the stocks I'm looking at as well as having the fun things of like the joys of trading and being able to show that. But that's really it, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that was a good talk.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you for coming on the podcast, man. That was an excellent episode. If you guys have any questions for Noah on his real estate investments, his time with ProfitChasers, his day trading abilities, feel free to reach out to him. He's running our Discord. It's just Noah, right? He's a PC advisor, so you can see him in the top right hand corner, or you can reach out to him on Discord or on Instagram is it n_Jeremiah? I'll have Corey put it up on the screen. So reach out to him with this username and
right there.
Any questions. Right there. Right there. All right, Noah. I appreciate your time, man.
Right. Yeah, no problem.
Peace.
See you guys.